The Sad Story of Lee Majors. Overcoming the Nightmare. The $6 Million Man star Lee Majors is well known for his roles in hit films throughout a career spanning over 5 decades. Away from his on-screen career, he is a supportive husband to the beautiful Faith Majors. Born Harvey Lee III in April of 1939, in Wyandotte, Michigan, Lee Majors' life was riddled with tragedy long before he was born. His father lost his life in a steel mill accident. As if to add salt to injury, Majors suffered another tragedy when he was barely 2 years old. His mother was hit by a drunk driver on her way to work, leaving Majors orphaned at 18 months. Majors' early life. For years, Majors grew up under the guardianship of his aunt and uncle, never once knowing the true identity of his roots. Majors only discovered his parents' demise through a newspaper clipping when he was a teenager. Contrary to what one would expect of a teenager that just found out the tragedy surrounding his parents' deaths, Majors made a resolve to make his guardians proud. A gifted athlete, Majors won a football scholarship to Indiana University, then transferred to Eastern Kentucky State College, now Eastern Kentucky University. But his dream of becoming a professional footballer was cut short when he suffered a back injury. For a while, he remained paralyzed, but once he recovered, he decided that sports were not his cup of tea and began showing an interest in acting. Meanwhile, the Virginian actor had married Kathy Robinson, and the two had welcomed a son named Lee in 1962. That same year, Majors graduated with a degree in physical education. Still, his desire to become a Hollywood success was overwhelming, and so the following year, he relocated his young family to the City of Angels. A career in film. Once he was well settled in Los Angeles, Lee Majors started as a park recreational director, working for the Department of Recreation and Parks. His acting dream, however, was still alive in him. Unfortunately, soon after setting foot in Los Angeles, he and his wife began experiencing difficulties in their marriage. Eventually, his wife and young son moved back to Kentucky. Like many actors of his time, Majors found footing in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer studios, where he began taking acting lessons with Estelle Harmon. He was introduced to the world as the new James Dean, a stage name that saw him start landing minor roles. However, his breakout role came in the form of a TV western, The Big Valley, where he played Heath Barkley. His stardom would soon follow as he continued to land significant parts in popular TV series such as The Fall Guy. In the series, his stuntman character would take on bounty hunting jobs to supplement his income. His character as Colonel Steve Austin in the science fiction action series The $6 Million Man became the role that made him a household name, catapulting him to cult status. Away from the silver screens, Lee Majors has had his share of unsuccessful marriages, with his first, to Kathy Robinson, ending after only 3 years in 1964. His son, Lee Majors Jr., would, as an adult, follow in his father's footsteps, appearing in The $6 Man alongside his iconic actor father. With his mindset on his film career, Majors would take his sweet time before settling down for a second time. He eventually did in 1973, after meeting the acclaimed actress Farrah Fawcett through his publicist. After a coffee date, the two hit it off, and their marriage would last an incredible 12 years. The two hit the headlines often as leading stars in their respective shows, $6 Man and Charlie's Angels. Their marriage was, however, doomed to fail. Majors got into the marriage with the expectations of a wife that would sit home and cook, but Fawcett wanted more than that. She was an actress, and her career was peaking. Majors was not getting what he bargained for, and this back and forth caused a strain in their marriage, and in 1979, they separated. 3 years later, they got divorced. In 1988, Majors married his third wife, Karen Velez, a former Playboy playmate for the December 1984 issue. Together, they had 3 children, twin sons Trey, and Dane, and daughter, Nikki. Their marriage lasted 6 years before they went their separate ways in 1994. 8 years after Majors and Vella's marriage ended, he met his 4th wife, Faith Cross, who he married in 2002. Meet Faith Majors. Faith was born Faith Noel Cross in Florida in 1974. Like her husband, she is an actress and is known for her roles in Corruption, Gov. TV, The Movie, and Me and Lee. Majors and Faith's meeting is something of a scene from a movie. Majors was out eating when he spotted Faith in the company of another man, and he walked up to him, eager to know if the two were dating. Majors, who have suffered plenty of tragedy throughout his life, has been his wife's rock. He stood with and supported his wife when she suffered a tragedy of her own after losing her sister through a road accident.